Yes!
Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Completionist. I want to say this episode today is very special to me because, as you guys have known, I have been very supported by fans ever since the beginning. In fact, I had fans supporting me before I was even The Completionist. I don't even mean my family or my friends. I participated in a lot of live streaming in my early days before I became a YouTuber on like Justin TV and Twitch, and there were a couple of fans that came to me through those streaming moments, and one of them is named Keegan. And Keegan, you're great. You've been supporting me for so long, all these years, and I'm very grateful for you. And you sent me Jet Set Radio back when I only had a couple thousand subscribers, and you wrote me this really awesome note. So I'm finally doing it a long time later. Jet Set Radio. This is for you, Keegan.
Jet Set Radio!
Even though it didn't stick around for very long, the Sega Dreamcast made one hell of an impression with its library of titles. Crazy Taxi was a blast, Shenmue was a tour de force, but when it came to making a fast and lasting impression, nothing quite ever matched Jet Set Radio. Ever since its unveiling at the 1999 Tokyo Game Show, people have been asking, excuse me, what the hell is this game?
What is this game?
What the hell is this game about? In a world full of familiar designs, Jet Set Radio blazed trails with its fully cel-shaded graphics and graffiti culture-centered gameplay. It may not have sold the most copies upon its release in the year 2000, but it impressed plenty of critics and has left a huge mural-sized impression on the face of gaming, which has yet to be completely washed off. Jet Set Radio was fresh, imaginative, and kind of weird, sort of like the Dreamcast itself. For this review, I played the re-release version of the game that came out for Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, and PC back in 2012. This spiffy new version features all sorts of upgrades, including leaderboard functionality, an improved camera system, and graphics in full HD. It's time to get funky, baby! Woo! So go out of your way and tag your favorite building in celebration of Jet Set Radio. Go do it! I told you, do it! It's canon! Wreck a house! Wreck a tree!
The completion is not actually no graffiti or any other facts of vandalism. Any such crimes committed after watching this episode are the sole responsibility of the perpetrators in question. The completion is not liable for any property, places, or person becoming sprayed with graffiti due to this episode.
Go do it!
Do not go do it.
Jet Set Radio takes place in the fictional city of Tokyoto, which is basically just Tokyo with a stylized, cel-shaded cyberpunk twist. The streets run rampant with gangs of magnetic inline skate-wearing youngsters known as Rudies. Dancing, filmmaking, poetry, all that crap's a thing of the past. The youth of Tokyoto express themselves solely by spray painting on public property. Tokyoto's local gangs include the Daft Punk doppelgangers, the Noise Tanks, the budget versions of the creature from the Black Lagoon known as Poison Jam, and the Love Shockers, who look like the members of the Borg Collective who got some pretty fierce makeovers. Oh, resistance is futile. Each of these gangs have their own turfs to defend in their never-ending war of teenage angst and spray paint. But no matter the gang, they all get their tunes from the same pirate radio station, the eponymous Jet Set Radio, which is hosted by the fresh and flamboyant DJ Professor K. In addition to spinning the slickest tracks in Tokyoto, Professor K also relays the latest word from the street to all his loyal listeners. Our game begins with the formation of Tokyoto's newest and, by far, most approachable gang, the GGs. Beat, the unofficial mascot of the Jet Set Radio franchise, forms an alliance with Gum and Tab, and the GGs are born. But they'll have their work cut out for them since Tokyoto's police force has started cracking down on Rudies everywhere. The cops are led by the permanently ornery Captain Onishima, who wields a big-ass hand cannon and an even bigger temper. To make matters worse, soon after assembling their brand new gang, the GG's home turf of Shibuya-cho is attacked. Someone's tagged all over their territory, and it's up to our heroes to put things right again by spreading their own personal colors around town. But with the police, rival gangs, and the mysterious organization known as the Rokuku Group hot on their trails, it's not going to be a walk in the park. Wait a minute, hold my phone. Street punks with cops hunting them down, high-concept, brightly colored uniformed gangs fighting over territory in a major metropolitan city, a smooth-talking DJ who periodically recaps the major beats of the story. This whole game is starting to sound a lot like a Japanese version of The Warriors, and that's awesome! Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Jet Set Radio manages to impress with its visuals even for today. Even before it got its facelift, it was a genuine looker, turning the heads of even the most casual video game fans. But now that it's in HD, this game is 100% sexified. The game's lighting is exceptional and is deftly displayed by its three main areas: Shibuya, Kogane, and Benton. Because these locales are each represented by daytime, twilight, and night respectively, you end up getting a lot of variety in your lighting across the entire game. These differences in illumination are so dramatic that you often feel like you're in a whole other world instead of just a different part of the city. While the less detailed background characters can appear downright freaky at times, the main characters and their slick-ass animations look incredibly smooth. I guess it's a testament to the power of stylistic design. When you pursue realism, you may succeed at creating something that looks great at the time, but when you establish your own decidedly unrealistic visual identity, you might just end up creating something timeless. Make no mistake, Jet Set Radio is a big reason why we still have cel-shaded games today. Thanks, Sega. And while we're thanking Jet Set Radio, we should take a moment to acknowledge the fact that this game's soundtrack is directly responsible for the musical tastes of many people who owned a Dreamcast about 15 years ago. Real talk, the music in this game is so eclectic that it's bound to include a few genres that you're a fan of. And even though the HD version of the game may be missing a few tracks compared to the original release, its soundtrack is still one of the all-time greats. There may be a lot of variety among these songs, but every single one is a bona fide booty shaker. Shake that booty, guys, shake it! Clarence, don't shake your booty. You stop.
Who's Clarence?
I don't know, I thought it was funny to point someone out.
That's funny as Clarence, someone's gonna be like, oh,
Clarence, you sit down. No booty shaking for you.
The police is not responsible for any injuries incurred due to booty shaking.
Jet Set Radio's voice acting is actually pretty good for its time. Most of the lines are either narration or DJ Professor K talking at you.
How do I get rid of these nasty roaches? Easy, just burn your house down!
And I'm seriously jealous of whoever is Professor K's voice actor. His ability to pronounce Japanese words so effortlessly is what undoubtedly got him the gig. I bow to you, sir. Here we go, gonna ruin this one. Yui Tanimura, Masahiro Sakurai, Kazuya Mishima, Heihachi Yoshimitsu, Seiichi Ishii, Takashi Itsuka, Keiji Inafune, Hidaki Kamiye West? Nope, I'm blocked. Jet Set Radio's gameplay is just as unique as its presentation. It doesn't revolve around defeating enemies or platforming through levels, but rather tagging predetermined spots with graffiti. To beat a level, you have to locate every red arrow in an area and apply your own personal artwork to the spot beneath it. These canvases can come in small, large, and buff boy varieties. Small canvases can be painted with a single button, but the larger works require performing combos with your controller in order to be completed. But you can't just paint the whole town all willy-nilly. Spray paint doesn't grow on trees. It floats in the air, a few feet above the ground around Tokyoto. You can only hold so much paint at one time, so you'll periodically have to stock back up as you decorate the streets. But beware, the more you paint, the more enemies will come out of the woodwork to harass you. Things start out simple, with Captain Onishima and his coppers, but as you progress, you'll end up with attack dogs, SWAT, and combat choppers on your butt. Excessive force confirmed. Jet Set Radio is not all about spray painting though. You can also rack up points by wall jumping, grinding, and performing tricks as you make your way through Tokyoto. You can even skate backwards to impress all the cuties at the ice rink. Every now and then you'll be challenged by a new Rudy who's considering joining up with your gang, giving you a chance to expand your roster of playable GGs. But these dudes aren't going to join up very easily. You'll have to complete their challenge to unlock them, which will either be by copying their exact tricks or beating them in a race to a remote spot to tag a canvas. It may sound like an excessive gang initiation, but it's better than being jumped in. Way better than being jumped in.
We've been hanging with the homies in the hood for a while now. It's about time we jump your punk ass in. That's right.
Hey! These guys have get out the game!
Each playable character has their own strengths and weaknesses based on the game's 3 attributes: total amount of health, how adept they are at pulling off tricks, and how many points they get when spraying graffiti. Speaking of graffiti, you can unlock tons of cool new designs you use in the game by collecting these little icons called graffiti souls. Each one unlocks a new design for you to use, so keep an eye out, poppers. Jet Set Radio also features a few levels in which you must directly take down rival gang members with your deadliest weapon, spray paint. You'll chase down 3 baddies in an area, having to spray each of them 10 times before they give up the ghost. These levels can be pretty damn frustrating since your enemies move just as fast as you do, they're easy to lose sight of, and you can only tag their backs if you're right behind them. Your best bet is to try to position yourself directly behind one of them and then spray all 10 shots in a row before your target can get away. This can be accomplished most easily by catching one of them while they're grinding a rail. With its unmistakably sense of style and unique gameplay, Jet Set Radio is a lot of fun when you lose yourself to the music and get into the rhythm of your tricks and tagging. I want my own magnetic skates though. It's 2016! We've got no food hydrators, no flying cars, no hoverboards. Can I at least get some magnetic skates, please? The f*** are these things? Life sure hasn't been easy for the GGs. The mysterious Roku group, headed by its millionaire chairman Goji, is actually involved in a plot to take over the world by using a demonic record called the Devil's Contract. The Golden Rhinos, Goji's personal shadow syndicate, have been sending agents and assassins to take out the GGs and hunt down the broken pieces of the record. After collecting all of the pieces and reforming the record, Goji assembles a giant turntable atop a skyscraper and begins to summon the demon within it to help him enact his evil plans. So of course, it's up to the GGs to put an end to it all. During the final battle, Goji lays down a creepy-ass beat from within the safety of his DJ chamber. You'll need to get to the 4 platforms on the outskirts of the area, which is easier said than done considering the giant spinning record beneath your feet. You'll either have to grind across some wires or jump across a few rotating cogs to reach these platforms. Each platform has an extra large canvas that needs to be spray painted, but you'll need to watch out for the giant fire-spewing rhino when you're creating your masterpiece. Interrupt your tagging to avoid his fire, or take the hit and use your invincibility frames to finish the job. It's really up to you. Every time you finish tagging a platform, the record in the center will spin faster. After tagging all 4, the giant golden rhino will explode and crash into the record, finally exposing Goji. By grinding up one of the ruined railings, you can leap over Goji and deliver the ultimate insult: spray painting his head. Doing so will send him falling to his doom. Dude, just get some paint thinner, man. It's not the end of the world. The Roku building explodes, the Devil's Contract is revealed to be a hoax, and everything goes back to normal in Tokyoto. All thanks to the GGs. Yo, real talk for a second. What the is going on in this game? I don't know, but I like it. You know, despite all the overwhelming opposition against them, the GGs have more than proven how tough they are. I'd love to see them move past the streets of Tokyoto and muscle in some other gangs' territories.
Warriors, come out to play!
You want unlockables? We got unlockables. If the GGs weren't your flavor, then you can play as the other gangs in the game as well. They're unlocked by achieving jet rankings in the game's various missions. Obtaining a jet ranking is based entirely on your score, so you gotta do as many tricks as you can, tag as many arrows as you can, including those bonus green arrows, as well as having as much health, time, and paint left over by the time you're done. The love shockers can be acquired by getting jet rankings on all the Shibuya-based missions. To play as the noise tanks, you've got to master the Benton stages, and killing it on the Kogane levels will let you play as Poison Jam. Here's a bonus: once you unlock those nasty boys in Poison Jam, you can select their maskless brainwashed variants by holding down the X button or square button when selecting them. Once you unlock all of those guys, you can play as Goji himself if you also earn jet rankings on the Grind City missions. Now you can tag the streets with the style and charm of a middle-aged man. And the greatest character of them all can be unlocked by first acquiring every other character, then starting the campaign over again. At the start of Chapter 3, you'll be challenged by a noise tank. Beat this noise tank, and you'll be able to play as the GG's pet, Potts the dog. Look at him! He's so cute, and he's got moves just like the rest of the characters. He's like a little pooch in boots. Jet Set Radio has some achievements this time around, and thankfully they're not too bad. You'll get many of them naturally just by beating the game and earning jet rankings on the missions. This wouldn't be a problem if it weren't for the game's lack of replay option upon completing a level. If you're going after that coveted jet ranking only to get some other ranking, you're gonna have to quit all the way back to the dashboard just to be able to retry that mission. Not so fun when you're a completionist. Speaking of 100%ing things, doing so with Jet Set Radio will get you absolutely nothing. I guess graffiti is its own reward.
Graffiti is not a reward.
For a game that requires precision, Jet Set Radio's controls are unforgivably unresponsive at times. Everything feels great when you're dashing straight ahead, but when you jump, you lose too much influence over your direction. This results in a lot of frustrating moments of missing your landing, screwing up your combo just as you were getting your groove on. You feel best when you're moving quickly through the levels, and because you come to such an abrupt halt anytime you make a mistake, you don't get to feel great that often. This seems to be a common problem in the Sega family of games. It'd be nice if there was some sort of boost technique that you could occasionally use to quickly regain lost momentum. My biggest grievance is due to the game's camera though. You can freely control the camera with the right stick, and you can choose the left trigger to recenter the camera directly behind your character, which is a great feature. The problem is that your tagging button is also mapped to your left trigger, which results in plenty of moments of accidentally spray painting when you want to change angles, and awkwardly shifting the camera over and over when you're trying to paint quickly. Let's break things down for just 1 second. In my playthrough of Jet Set Radio, there were 14 failed mission attempts, 19 quits to the dashboard, 102 graffiti souls earned, around 1900 paint cans collected, 2.5 playthroughs, 12.5 hours of total playtime, and 2 letters sent to scientists begging for magnetic skates. Even with its problems, Jet Set Radio is a one-of-a-kind experience that can be a lot of fun if you don't take it too seriously.
That's right.
Jet Set Radio is an incredible experience I'm so glad I got to finally have. I will say the graphics are wonderful, the cell shading style is really great, the story is fun and silly and kind of weaves everything together, and the gameplay is definitely one to remember. I will say the controls, however, are also not the greatest, and the UI could have used a little bit more cleaning and polish, but with those minor gripes aside, you will always remember Jet Set Radio. So, with that in mind, guys, I give this game my completionist rating of Finish It.
Finish it!
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you missed last week's video on my top 10 games of 2015, give it a click right here. Or hey, did you know that I'm in a boy band about video game villains? Check out our debut single, I'm the Boss, by clicking right here. That's all the time we've got for today, guys, so please, as always, let us know what you thought about today's episode somewhere on the internet. We got the comments below, we got Reddit, we got Facebook, we got Twitter, we got all that fun stuff. A big thank you to Keegan for still helping me out all these years. Really thank you to every fan who's ever sent me a game. I've kept every single one that's been my way. I have not given them away. I'm kind of building like a little mosaic museum of all the fun stuff you guys have done over the years. Without your guys' support, I would be nothing, and I'm really happy that you guys are still here with me after almost a little more than 4 years now. Four and a half almost. Thank you for still being here. And yeah, if you guys want to support the show, the best way to do it, patreon.com/thatonevideogamer, or buy merchandise from the Yeti, yeti.com/thatonevideogamer. All that stuff definitely helps us out. It keeps the lights on. It keeps Mark behind the camera employed. Mark, now if you excuse me, play Jet Set Radio gameplay with some music that's funny, clean, tasteful.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am. No, I'm a rocket man. Rocket man, burning out his fuse out here alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's going to be